Hello. Welcome to this video overview of the Provincial Immunization eForm. In the next few minutes, we are going to review the end-to-end workflow for eForms. This includes setting form defaults, completing a client search, reviewing relevant clinical history, and documenting the administration of the immunization. Once you have completed the workflow, you can save a copy of the documentation as a PDF, so we will cover that too. Finally, we will go over a couple of tips and tricks to cover some of those frequently asked questions. Before we jump in, I want to highlight a couple things. First, this video will not cover how to log into the eForm. Every user group has a slightly different process, so this information will be provided in a companion document instead. The other thing I want to mention is that the first time you log into eForms, and every 90 days thereafter, you will be required to review and accept the Terms of Use Agreement. Please review this carefully and talk to your supervisor if you have any questions. Ready? Let's get started. When you first log into eForms, you will see a screen that looks like this. Notice the options on the left-hand side. Let's start by reviewing Form Defaults. The goal of this field is to save you time and reduce errors associated with repetitive data entry. It's perfect if you are only documenting for one provider, typically yourself. However, if you are using eForms to document immunizations on behalf of one or more providers, it is best you don't set up this field. To open the defaults, simply click Form Defaults. A pop-up will appear on the screen. Click Search Provider and enter the provider's information and click Search. Once you find the correct provider on the list, click Select and then click Save. Notice how the provider populates under the Form Defaults section right here. Now let's get started with the immunization workflow. Start by clicking Immunization Entry Form. Our first task is to locate the correct client record. Ideally, you should search by their personal health number. However, if necessary, you can search by their name and date of birth. Review the list of results to find the client record you need. Once found, click Select. If you set the form defaults, you will see the provider information populate here, and you can click Select. If you did not set the default, you can now search for the correct provider using their name or ID number. Now we are into the form. You will notice 3 tabs at the top, starting with Client Demographics. Review and update the client's information as needed, including their address, phone number, and/or email. Click Next to continue. Okay, we are now on the Client Immunization-related history page. We are going to go through this one pretty quickly. This page displays relevant clinical information as listed here. You cannot edit any of this information through the eForms tool. However, it is important to closely review it prior to administering a vaccine, as information presented may impact clinical decision-making. Last but not least, you can now enter the immunization information. Start at the top and work down, being careful not to miss any fields. Select the service delivery location where immunization services were provided. Because this list is very large, it's recommended you start typing to narrow the search. Add the date the immunization was administered. Next, select the applicable radio button indicating who provided informed consent. Notice the provider information populates on the record automatically. Moving down the page, select the reason for immunization. Now input the lot number. Similar to the service delivery location, this list of values is very large. It is highly recommended you start typing the lot number to focus the results. Once you have selected the lot number, you will see associated fields including trade name, expiration date, dosage, agent, and manufacturer all automatically populate. This is a good opportunity to double-check you selected the correct lot number. Now ensure the dosage is correct and add the site location. You can also add a comment. Once complete, give the page one more review. You cannot change the form once you click Submit, so it's important to make sure you've got it all correct. Depending on the reason for immunization selected, other fields may appear. For example, for RSV, a wait at time of immunization field appears. Please ensure you have completed all fields with a red asterisk before proceeding. Should you need to add multiple immunizations for this client, click the Add Another button. When you are ready, click Submit Form. When documenting weight-based RSV vaccines, if the infant's weight at time of immunization exceeds a set limit, clinicians will divide the dosage, administer it in multiple sites, and document it in multiple records. For each record, the same date is used, but different sites are selected, and the dosage is changed to the amount injected at each site. It is important to add a comment for each entry. Type divided doses in multiple sites and enter the total dosage, unit of measure, and volume for each site. This prevents the records being flagged as duplicates. Whew! We made it through the entry. Now you can either click OK to return to the home page or click Download PDF. This is a great feature if you need to keep a copy of your documentation or upload the information into a different EMR. As you can see here, the PDF includes all the information we just entered into the eForm. The footer of the document also includes the date and time of submission and a reference number, which may be beneficial for your records. Once the PDF downloads, you will see this screen. Click OK to go back to the home screen where you can start a new eForm following all the same steps we just covered.